Hi guys, Angela with Andy Styles Boutique and welcome to our channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you're a repeat viewer, welcome back. If you're a subscriber, mwah, thank you guys. Thank you for rocking with us. We love you. If you haven't subscribed but you keep coming back and watching the channel, we invite you to become a subscriber, be part of the Andy Styles tribe. Yes, guys, you are a tribe. You're my tribe, and I love you guys. So if you haven't subscribed, please consider that. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you know someone that could benefit, please share the video with them. And if you're looking for a Facebook group to join, please consider joining us over at Crafty Designers. That's Kraftee Designers on Facebook. All right, so tonight we're going to work with acrylic blanks. Now, when I first started crafting, this was like one of my favorite crafts to do, and I go back to it from time to time. What I do with my blanks is I make keychains. That's one of the things that I make, and sometimes I make badge reels. Although this isn't an acrylic blank, this is just a epoxy shoe, but I do use my blanks for a badge reel and pop sockets. So those are the things that I use my acrylic blanks for. Acrylic blanks come in a variety of sizes. They come in a variety of shapes. My suggestion is you decide what you want to do first. Are you making keychains? Do you want to be one of those people that make the little nice little shapes like this and put them on your badge reel, create badge reels with them, pop sockets, whatever you want to do. Decide that first before you jump into making acrylic blanks. And no, it's not that deep, but it is serious when you're spending your money, because I decided I wanted to do acrylic blanks because I saw a Zendy.com video, and I just fell in love with the concept of taking something clear and making it something beautiful. So what I did was I decided I wanted to order some acrylic blanks, and I saw her video and I ordered some from her, but while I was waiting on my order from her, I decided I was going to practice, because hers were different shapes and sizes and different themes. So I wanted to get my feet wet and practice, and try to figure out how, best practices and how to do things the right way. Well, I ended up ordering the wrong acrylic blanks. Let's see, where is he? There's one here that I keep for a souvenir because I ordered it. It was the wrong size and it didn't have a hole in it. So I realized that I needed one with a hole in it, and I had already ordered these big ones, and I don't see him. I'm sure I'll run across him though. I am calling it a him because it just did not work with me. It didn't give what it was supposed to give. Okay, I found him, y'all. All right, so this is it. See how thick, how wide that is, or thick the diameter of that is? It's really thick. And there's no hole. So I couldn't use these. Well, I could if I wanted to drill a hole in it. I'm not handy with those tools, so I wanted to keep all my fingers. But this one is the right diameter, and there's a hole in it where I can just attach my keychain jewelry. Or I can even make the purse hangers, where they hang them in the purse with the keys or whatever. So anyway, decide what you want to do. Are you wanting to do shapes and sizes? You want to do a specialty, if you want specialty acrylic blanks, then you're going to take a look at Zendy.com or either Craft Chameleon. Those are two that I have shopped with, and I do like their products. Craft Chameleon, you can even order colors, different colors. You don't have to go with just your plain crystal clear. They're also getting into sublimating as well. So now that's what we want to decide first. What are we doing? How do we want to deal with jumping into acrylic blanks? The next thing you want to decide is how you're going to decorate. All right, so let's go and talk about things you can use to decorate your blanks. You can use things like glitter. Glitter is my favorite way to decorate, and I do that more than I do anything else. You can also use alcohol ink. If you choose to use alcohol ink, remember it is flammable, so you won't be able to use a blowtorch or a heat gun with it. you'll have to figure out how to, you can pop the bubbles. I guess I've seen people use lighters or whatever, but it's still flammable and the lighter is still heat. So, you know, just be careful with that. You can also use paint. Paint is flammable as well. So you want to kind of think about that when you are using it. As far as the heat and blowing the bubbles, you can use mica powders. You can use pretty much anything you want to get the colors that you want. My preference is glitter, and that's what we'll be using in this video. All right, once you decide that part, how you're going to go about decorating, and you don't have to stick to the same thing. You can move around and fluctuate. You're an artist. Go with whatever your soul is telling you for that day. All right, so you also want to decide how you want to decorate your blank. There's several ways, a ton of ways you can decorate them. You can use stickers, just regular old stickers. These are planner stickers that I got from Michaels. You can use some stickers using your Cricut. I made these stickers using my Cricut machine. Oops. And when you're making stickers, you want to make sure your paper is waterproof, because you don't want to spend all that time making your stickers and they're not waterproof. My favorite sticker paper was this printable clear sticker paper from Hobby Lobby. I don't shop there anymore, so you know, I don't really have a favorite. And then some of the ones I use this printable vinyl also, which I got from Hobby Lobby as well. It's very thin. Now, should you use either of these papers and you have a Cricut, you want to use the paper setting to cut out your designs. Now, what I did with my designs is I went in, created my design, and I attached a shape or a circle to it. I created a circle on the size of what I wanted, and I attached it so that when Cricut printed it out, if I decided I wanted Cricut to cut it, I would have a circle, but I decided that I wanted to cut it out myself, which is why I have this shape here. But that's, you know, just the idea. So we talked about what we're doing. We talked about how we're going to do our foundation, and then we talked about how we're going to decorate. So what I want to do is talk about things you'll need before you even put your hands into the whole part of doing your circle, right? Or your acrylic blank. You're going to need some PPE. PPE would be your gloves. I've seen people use nothing but their bare hands when they're working with UV resin. I'm not one of those people. I don't like the way it feels on my hand anyway. All right, so then you're going to need a mask. The reason I use a mask is that some of the UV resin that I purchased, it has an odor, and I didn't like the odor, so I use a mask. Now, the one that I used tonight, the one I used last week and this week, it does not have an odor. I ordered it from Amazon. It does not have an odor. It says it's safe, but I'm still going to use my PPE. That's just me. All right, and then the other thing I have is I have some finger cots, which I was trying to see how they worked for me when I was spreading the UV resin. These were a little tight, so they didn't really work. You're going to need some popsicle sticks or spoons to mix your UV resin and glitter, or whatever medium you want to use to do your foundation. You're going to need some baby wipes. I use tons and tons and tons of baby wipes. You'll need some eye goggles because you're going to be cleaning off the excess, because the resin is self-leveling. So it's going to seep down to the corners of your blank right along in here, and you're going to have to clean that up. So that's what the goggles are for. You're going to also need some sandpaper. Yep. You'll need some sandpaper to clean that up and break up those little pieces of resin that gets left behind. Also, I picked up I ordered this museum wax from Amazon, and I was in a group and they were talking about how, you know, when they have a little mess or a little imperfection on epoxy tumblers, they will sand it down and cover it with the museum wax. So I'm trying it. Let me get safetied up. I have lipstick in my mask because I had the mask on earlier. I may not talk as much on this because I will be working, and I don't know how muffled I sound or how clear I sound. So I will be working. I may be a little more quieter. The other thing is, this is the resin of choice that I'm using today. Like I said, Amazon said it was something I might be interested in, and I was. All right, so let me adjust this. All right, so I have my acrylic blanks sitting on top of 4 of these knee guards for gardening. It's 4. The reason I'm doing this is because I have been experiencing some pains and issues with my back for over a year, and I'm in rehab and therapy and stuff and trying to get it back together. But I want to make sure that I'm not overtaxing my back. So that's why I have this. It's not necessary unless you just want to do ergonomically correct things, and that's what this is for me. All right, so let me grab a blank. Now, what I also wanted to mention to you guys is that the blanks that I ordered, the circles, I love them because they have 2 brown pieces on the front and back. Now, some of the other ones, like this one that I have, it had a clear backing, and it was harder for me to peel this off than this one is. The ones from Zendy.com, they have the brown backing also. So, and this one I got from Craft Chameleon, and it has brown backing as well. So these are easier to work with because once you put the decorating and the color and stuff on, and you look and see, you have to try to figure out, did I get it off? Is it off? And it's just a lot if you catch my drift. All right, so you're going to need some little small cups. I purchased these from the Dollar Tree. And you'll need a heat gun if you're not using a non-flammable liquid. All right. So I'm going to look at my design. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll tell you that right now. I don't know which design I'm going to use. So I'm just going to go ahead and clear this up. The glitter that I'm using is Spin It We Are Memory Keepers by at Michael's, found at Michael's. It's the Spin It glitter by We Are Memory Keepers. All right, so first I just put my resin in. Now, I haven't learned how much is enough and how much is too much. So I'm just one of those people that sometimes I'll have the same thing going on because I'm heavy-handed. Okay. Grab me a little spoon. And I'm going to put that in there and stir it up. You want to mix it well. You want this to have movement. Okay, you see how that's clumped together? That lets me know I've got too much glitter. Just going to go in and put a little more in here so that I can break this up. The one thing about UV resin that I like is that I have all the work time I need as long as the sun doesn't get to it, okay? I am going to place something in the background because my computer light, I'm using it for light, but we're going to mute it. Sorry guys. This is Captain America. I'm a Marvel geek. I love Marvel movies. So let's go ahead and get this the right consistency. And yep, I'm gonna have a good bit of yellow things. There we go. So you want it movable. When you're using the chunky glitter, it's gonna require more resin because it does absorb it. It absorbs some of it. All right, there we go. I like this consistency. All right, so I'm gonna sit that one there. Clean up my mess. All right, and we're gonna grab so we're gonna put this one back. I'm gonna make another one. That one already had a spoon in it. I don't know what I was thinking with that spoon because it's not hardly giving me anything. All right. They are shooting fireworks. So, 4th of July celebration is in full effect in my neighborhood. All right, so just gonna mix this white. And you see how it absorbs some of the liquid, which is fine. You just add till you get the consistency that you like. Let's put some more in here. I use my finger to spread it. I can control it better. And I get to feel how it's moving on my blank. I have used paint brushes before. I have used makeup, silicone makeup brushes. I've used it all. But my fingers are the best thing I can tell you. All right, still a little thick. It probably could go and work, but it's the husband. I guess he's getting ready for the fireworks as well. We're gonna put some white. I'm gonna do a two-tone here. Just a drop or a couple drops, and I'm just going to spread it on out. Okay. Sometimes with your glitters though, they look so much alike and so close to each other. It's interesting. So I'll take my torch. Heat it up a little bit. I like to go under my light to see what I got. Pop it in. Oops. Be careful with your heat gun, it gets hot. And you don't want that to come in contact with your skin. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna let that one cook. This is a fine glitter, so I wanted you to see each one. The other two was two chunkies, and this one is a fine. It's like a cocoa color. Don't be afraid to mix up your mediums and or colors or whatever. Play with your acrylics to get them uniquely you, okay? Spin it out. All right. There we go. You want it to have the movement, the fluidity. Let's put a little more in here. I am looking for, if you know of a better UV resin where I can get a larger quantity, drop it in the comments, let me know. I like this. It doesn't have an odor, but I can only get it in that small jar right now. That's all I've seen. So let me know. All right, not that one. Let's do this one. When you're working around the hole in your acrylic blank, you want to go very lightly with filling that in, because if you don't, you'll end up closing that hole up and you'll have to use it for something else. Okay. I can probably fit about 4 or 5 in there. So I'll set this out of the way because we're done with this for now, this part of it. I'm not going to make this long and drawn out. All right, let's put that over there. I'll work with that later off camera. Okay. If it were daylight, this would go outside. Okay, I'm back and I have one of the items cured, and this is the one with the chunky glitter with the white and the yellow, and it is smooth. I mean, it is so smooth. So one of the things that I learned is a heat torch makes all the difference for me, because before I torched them, or before I started torching them, I was using a lot of resin. So that's a lesson that I've learned. So I don't know which one I'm going to put on here yet. Let's see. This is just a sticker that I created. We're going to go with the Beaches, Booze, and Besties. Sometimes if I'm working, like really working hard, I will give those more than the 2 spins that I typically give if I'm working, like not recording. So this is this one, and it's gonna get its final coat. Let me wait till this other one comes out. So this one's gonna be kind of like, well, we'll see which one goes best with it. I kind of like the teacher ones, but I'll put this on the smaller ones. Let's see. Yeah, these will be perfect for that. Now, I do like to try to fill up my my acrylics, but if I can't, it's okay, because you got this glitter going on and it's giving what it's supposed to give. So there's that. All right, let's go ahead. This one should be ready. It is, and this is a fine glitter. This is the cocoa one I had. So we're gonna try to see which one looks better. I like that, but I don't want it to blend right in, you know what I mean? I like that one. I think that one looks better. It plays off of the brown in the art. So we're gonna add this one. And what I do, the way I line it up, is this little hole here where my keychain is going, that marks as my center. And that is how I get it on straight, or as round or even as possible. All right, so there's that. And that's what it looks like. All right, so we're gonna get those here. I'm gonna grab this mask. Gloves. We're gonna finish this up. This part does not require as much resin. Again, I use my fingers as my eyes. Going slowly around the hole for my keychain jewelry. I'll look under the light since this is going to be my last. Okay. going to put the last coat on here also. And that should wrap it up for this. You shouldn't have to force this when you're applying your UV resin. You shouldn't have to force it around your blank, because if you do, that means you don't have enough. And you need to give it a little more. Okay? Alright. It's a little naked down along the rim. So I'm just going to take care of that. Zap it with that torch. While we are waiting for that one to finish so I can show you, I'm just going to keep moving right along. But as soon as it's done, we'll bring it out. We'll give it a last test, and then we'll be done. If you get your designs too close to the edge, it's gonna buckle. It's gonna buckle up, and you'll have to work really hard to get that cleaned up, or you're gonna have to scrap it and start over. So fill up your blanks by all means, but when it comes to the end or the edges, you want to avoid trying to, like for instance, this one right here, that's buckling up, and that's going to cause work for me unless I can get it under the UV light and it start to cure before it buckles up. Because what I can do is I can push it down, and if I can hurry and get it in there, it'll do what I need it to do. We got 19 seconds remaining. I don't have another one ready to go in, so we'll just wait on that to finish. Removing these. And voila. That's the finished product, guys, and it feels amazing. I can run my finger over it. Let's take this off. So yeah, this is like the fastest way I've been able to do these. It's the quickest way that I've come up with, and honestly, I'm trying to stay away from using flammable things because the torch, it really pops the bubbles and it levels it out and it makes it a little smoother for me. So I hope you guys found this inspiring and that you'll take the time to get into this craft. You're gonna love it. Happy crafting.